Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan Basha, the business doctor. Following our conversations with empowered women who woke up one day and consciously claimed, I am more than enough, I am worthy, I am empowered to grow. And along their empowering journey towards realizing their own potential and their quest for growth, they became a beacon of hope and guidance for others. May you also find your inner power to grow. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Empowered to Grow. This is your host, Hanan Basha, and this is a very special episode for me because I have my friend, Anahi Ortiz-Prieto, and I'm trying my best to honor the pronunciation of her name.
Beautiful.
Anahi is an amazing person, and she's a coach. She's an empowerment and self-worth coach, and she has helped me tremendously. She's the one that let me is like, okay, unleash the giant within, unleash everything within. And she has supported me immensely in finding myself and finding my worth, and well, not finding, but realizing myself and my worth and appreciating everything that is there. Anahi, welcome.
Thank you so much, Hanan. I'm so happy to be here. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Me too. So just to give you a little background, Anahi is a certified coach. She's a Brainwork Recursive Therapy Practitioner. She's into mindfulness as well. So she's done Mindfulness Based Relational Coach. She's a trained chef. She's a keto specialist. She's a joy sparker, author, and a speaker. She's always about empowering women, specifically millennial women, and she's all about sustainability and loving relationships, and it's really about transcending our blockages and our challenges to literally create lasting legacy for us and for our children. So let me ask you the first question. I sent you and I'm like, and I launched my podcast, Empowered to Grow. How did that kind of reflect with you? What did you think of the name? What did it mean for you?
Well, I love the name because I feel like for women particularly, for many times, growth is something that we see that is like outside. Yeah. We focus so much on achieving certain status or certain parts of the life. Yeah. We focus so much on external validation that we forget that we have wings. And that they're there. They're there waiting for us to kind of like realize that they're there, and then we can expand. Mm-hmm. And when I heard your name, the name Empowered to Growth, I felt that it's like that permission. It's like that validation. Yes, I have the power to show up fully and to do amazing, great things, and I will do it from now. So the word to me, the word empowered to me smells like that freedom, that like breaking the shackles. So yeah, I absolutely love it.
Oh, thank you. Well, you're the empowerment coach, and now you're the self-worth coach, and that's what you're all about. So
exactly.
In that sense, actually, you've empowered yourself to grow in so many ways, and thus, of course, other women and men. Tell us a bit about your own empowerment journey.
Well, wow, it's such a interesting story. So I always like helping people. I always liked it. I was always like kind of the rescuer among my friends, right? And then after I lost a lot of weight, all my life I was overweight. I was around 100 kilos. And then before I got married, I lost a bunch of weight and I felt great. And I was like, great, I want to help other people feel great. The thing is that I always kept it very superficial. So for a long time, my whole training was about nutrition, but it was a very top part diet. It's still a lot of anchor in diet culture, thinness as a measurement for success and for beauty, right? Yes. Until my body decided to play some tricks, and it was like, well, we're not playing this game. And I gained a lot of weight after I had my son, and I struggled with a lot of different things. And I began to realize that the answer for many things was not outward, but inward. That when we allow ourselves to really connect with our bodies, with our heart, with our whole human experience fully. So not just with our mind, not just with our body, but with our heart, with what is that heart that has some sensory neurons telling me, what do I really need? That the answers began to pop by. And so at the beginning, it was getting very passionate about supporting women in finding the right food for their bodies. But then I realized that food was not enough.
Yes.
But we needed empowerment in more things. And it kind of like got unleashed. So it was like, first, okay, I'm going to empower you so you make better choices about what you eat. Because we don't ask a lot of questions. We don't know how to choose right things. So let me start there. And then I realized, wait, our nourishment is not just what we eat, it's what we think, it's who we talk to, it's what the media that we consume, it's the products that we consume.
Sure.
And so it started there, and it went for a long time around that, until I realized that there was an element that I was like missing, and it was mindset. Yes. So that's when mindset yes. came in, because when I realized, yeah, you can have a super clean household with like everything is organic, everything is great. You can have the perfect diet, you are moving every day. But if your mind keeps telling you, if your mind is not empowering you, but on the contrary, is disabling you, if your mind keeps playing tricks on you and playing tricks that are not mean, our mind is not our enemy. No. Our mind is conditioned through childhood and culture to believe a bunch of stories. True. And if we believe these stories and we never challenge them, the problem becomes that we keep tripping. So I had a lot of great clients that were doing really good in everything. And when we analyzed, we're like, you have all the tools, what's happening? Yes. And it's that mindset. So it was about not feeling comfortable to set goals, yeah. or setting the goals and then sabotaging every step of the way. Mm-hmm. And that's when empowerment met worthiness. And then I was yes. like, oh, wait, when I realized my vision and I really align with it, and I align my heart and my gut and my brain and everything, and I work on digging deep and healing those childhood wounds and really honoring ourselves, yes. really going inwards and holding that self that is scared and that has all these limiting beliefs and have all these fears. And we just hold that person, that little person that is us. And we just validate their pain, but also open up the possibility of changing. True. Then suddenly the journey is so much easier and it's pleasurable and it's doable. So that was kind of like the last bit of the last, the last bit of the puzzle.
Yeah.
that went like, yes, this is it. So yes. This is why, to me, empowerment is so important, because it is that, is is bringing that, is like, I break it almost like if you're in the power, you are embodying that power, you're turning into that power.
I love that.
Really yeah. Show up,
Mm-hmm. And you've done that for yourself before, yes. like you tested everything on yourself before saying, I can do this, yes. I can support you there.
Well, I think that's the thing for me. Like, I started wanting to be thin, and then I managed that, and I lost it, and I managed it again, and then I lost it again. And then in the process, every time I fell, it was like every relapse gave me another piece for the puzzle, right? And then I realized, I mean, obviously I have done therapy, and a lot of the courses that I did them because I used the tools and they were amazing. Yeah. So I will try one thing and I'm like, oh, this is good. I want to train on this, And then little by little, I realized, first of all, it was about dropping the dogma. So to me, one of the biggest steps towards full empowerment and embodiment was when I said, fuck the dogma. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can curse here. But
no, you can. You can curse. Okay. It's all adults here.
It was like, okay, so why am I living this life in this little box because so-and-so told me this? And I think that was the thing. It was when I thought, okay, so this is not working, and this is not working, and this is not working. What is working? And it was like that frustration of being like, okay, instead of searching for another expert outside, I'm just going to go in. And I'm going to start, like you say, I tried it all. Like, I started keto because my doctor was like, okay, so we got this far. Would you like to try something radical? And I was like, what are my options? Because he was like, okay, your options are, we continue this way until your body stops responding and we have to bring drugs in, or we try something radical. And I was like, fuck drugs, let's do radical. And we try it and it worked. And I have been very blessed with the fact that I always have people telling me, we will use this as long as it works. If it stops working, we will change it. So I always allow myself that freedom, right? And and even within the keto, like a lot of people say, oh, you have been doing keto forever. Yes, but I have taken breaks. Like when I was sick over the summer, I took a break and it was fine. And it's as you release the dogma and as you really I think that to me is as you say, fuck you all, this is my life. And I'm living it for me. Yeah. It's like you allow yourself this ease to say, okay, so what is the next step? What is the next step? What is the next step? And then that was my journey. It was one step took me to the next, to the next, to the next. And it was like a true hero's journey. There was breaking, there was crying, there was ugly, crying on the floor, calling my mom. And then
We've all
now
been
it's
there.
like, I've all been there with snot running down. And then you kind of like get to the other place where you're like, wow, what a journey, right? So yeah, this is kind of my thing. And now I have the blessing to guide women in the same process.
So from that perspective, from where you are now, from all the awareness and everything you have learned to date, what advice would you impart on your 19-year-old self?
Oh gosh, what would I say to my 19-year-old self? I think I will tell her, you can and you will. I think that if there's one, there were so I think two things. One, it would be that you can and you will, and another one is like trust. And I have a tattoo that said trust God. And I was analyzing it a lot the other day, and I was talking to someone, and my friend, he's agnostic, so he believes in God, but he doesn't believe in a real God, right? Like, well, why didn't you put trust me? And I said, because when you trust God, you trust you. When you really surrender and you're like, well, I trust God to guide me. What you're saying is, I trust me to go through the pain. That's safety, that feeling of safety of saying, I might be going through hell, and it's not about, it's an and I will go through it. Yep. I will make it. So if I have 19-year-old Anahi here, I will tell her, you can and you will, and just trust. Like, because I doubted myself so much in so many ways, like I remember being so scared all the time. And now, obviously, hindsight, right? Now when I look back, I'm like, the fuck, like I have done so much. I have overcome so much. Yeah, we will. Yes. And that's why I think I don't break with homeschooling so much, because I'm like, this is a small thing in my life. Greater shit will happen. I know it.
This is just another small hurdle. Let's go through it.
Exactly.
So, which is beautiful, what you just said, because we're also, yet again, from the word empowerment, we are not empowered when we are growing up to know that everything's going to turn out okay. It's kind of that belief, that dogma that whatever decision I make now in my life will stick with me. And I was like, no, you can reinvent yourself and you can recreate everything about you every single day if you want to, if that's how you feel about it. Yeah. So
yeah, I love when you say that, because I have baby cousins, and when they're making decisions about their college, right?
Yeah.
We agonize, that they agonize. And I remember thinking, was it this hard? It was. I remember but we agonize over an outfit for a party. Will this destroy my life? And now I think that now, because fortunately or unfortunately, we have faced bigger things, right? Like I was talking to, I mentioned I'm separated from my ex-husband, right? And I remember at some point my mom was trying to give me strength, and she was saying like, you can go through this. And I was like, Mom, the best thing that I can tell myself is that after going through my dad's death, I can go through anything. Exactly. So this will not break me. Yeah. So once you have faced that enough, you're like, oh, homeschooling, yeah, we can go through that. It won't be pretty. I can handle that shit. Yeah.
So let's go to the other end of the spectrum. And you want your 90-year-old self to time capsule you a message of thank you. What would that message be?
I think she will say, thank you for showing up.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what, because I feel like I live a lot of my life at the beginning, and I count that I'm in like the first third. I'm 35, so I'm like, I'm going to make it to 105. So we're in the first third only.
Good. That's good.
And I think that the first 33 years of my life, I was censoring myself so much because I wanted the world to love me. I wanted the world to choose me, and I wanted the world to like me.
To accept
so I was constantly, to accept me, And I was constantly molding myself to do that, right? And I did it in both conscious and subconscious ways. And then one day I woke up and I was like, why am I doing this shit? Like, why am I doing this? Where's my voice? And then when I find it again, I was like, I made a promise to myself. I am never censoring myself for anyone or anything. If I have to censor myself, such a high price to pay, I'm not doing this.
Sure.
So I think that my 90-year-old self, who had almost 60 years of me not censoring myself, will say, thank you for showing up.
I love that. Well, you're a speaker anyway, so I'll be saying something with possibly a teeny bitty bigger scale. You're on a stage, you're talking to tens of thousands of women, and the speech is about being empowered to grow. What would be the message you would leave them with?
Every day that you silence your story, every day that you busy yourself away from your purpose, you are still in the world of your magic. And that is a crime.
I love that. And I'm in alignment with you on that. So that is amazing. So where can the listeners, viewers, find you in virtual space? I'm going to put your links anyway, but I'd like you to kind of reinstate them.
So if they want to connect with me, they can go to Instagram and Facebook is the same, Anahi.the-self-worth-coach. Also on LinkedIn, Anahi Ortiz-Prieto. And then my website is theselfworthcoach.online. And if you go to theselfworthcoach.online/links, you're going to go to my booking system. So if you want to have a conversation, a 30-minute conversation that will for sure change your life, you can just book it there and we can sit and see where we can go in that vision that you have, because we all have a greater vision. We just need to start working for it.
I can vouch for that. Conversations that change your mind.
Yes.
And I love you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy. You always light up the space. And I can't wait for us to meet for a coffee again.
I know.
We have to do that.
And just so you know, if we do, I might try to hug you.
Oh.
I am hug deprived.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Thank you so much for having me, Hanan. This is an amazing experience.
Thank you, love. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And this is another amazing episode of Empowered to Grow. We'll catch you on the next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. For further engagement with a tribe of empowered women, join my Facebook group, Empowered to Grow, or visit my website, www.hananilbasha.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.